Hello everybody, ProtoFoxy back again with another Magic the Gathering deck tech here for you. Today, we're heading back into the Pauper format, my favorite format next to Commander. And we're going to be taking a look at, now this deck has many names. It's basically, for me, Mono Blue Aggro, but I've heard it go under Mono Blue Tempo, Mono Blue Delver, Mono Blue blah 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 blah. It is just a Mono Blue deck in Pauper. And I will say this, Mono Blue, for a long time, Mono Blue and Pauper was one of the biggest boogeymens in the format, and it actually got nerfed on Blue Monday when they banned Gitaxian Probe, Daze, and what was the other card they banned? I can't think of offhand. Gush. They banned those three, and it kind of nerfed the deck. I messed around with it a little bit, swapping cards out here and there, and had a decent tech going. This is actually not the deck. I actually saw, and I can't credit the original guy offhand because I don't know the name, but I had seen on various websites, MTG Goldfish, Tapped Out, and all that, of an updated version of Mono Blue. I took some of those updates, kind of put my own little spin on it. It's definitely not my own original tech. Mono Blue has been around in the format forever. It was a staple, so I can't even say it was one of my techs anyway. But it was just a very good, solid deck that just did what it did and did it well. It still kind of does. With the little bits of updates here, I'm actually very anxious to get it going against some friends on the table and see how well it performs. But I've seen it does pretty decently, and especially with my little spin here. But enough talking about the background of Mono Blue and Pauper. Let's just go ahead and take a look at the card selection. Creature-wise, 4 Delver of Secrets. We know why he's here, and if you don't, what are you doing with yourself playing Mono Blue and Pauper without Delver? I know some people actually have taken this out. I refuse to. It's just an all-star card. I love it. Fairy Miscreant, 1 blue for a 1/1 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, if you control any other Fairy Miscreants, you draw a card. Good little chump blocker, good little flyer, aggressive threat with some of the other stuff in here, and it draws you cards. That's what you need. Spell Starter Sprite, 1 generic and a blue. For flash, flying, and when it enters the battlefield, counter target spell with convert a mana cost X or less, where X is the number of fairies you control. That can get really good real quickly. Just another great utility card for Mono Blue. We come over here to 2 Augur of Boluses. 1 generic and a blue for a 1/3. When he enters the battlefield, you look at the top 3 cards of your library, reveal an instant or sorcery. From among them, put them in your hand, rest in the bottom of your library in any order. This definitely helps fix draws, along with some of the other cantripping cards in the deck, which we will be taking a look at shortly. But yeah, definitely nice to have a creature that can do that as well. We have 1 Spire Golem, 6 generic. He has affinity for islands, so for however many islands you have in control, or under your control, it costs 1 generic less, and he's a 2/4 flyer. Obviously, 6 generic is not good for those stats, but being that you're playing Mono Blue and he has affinity for islands, that gets very good very quickly. Some decks run multiples in the main. I actually have another one in the sideboard. I feel like 1 in the main is good enough with all the other threats we got going on. We come over here to Ninja of the Deep Hours. 3 generic and a blue for a 2/2. When Ninja of the Deep Hours enters, ETB did. When Ninja of the Deep Hours deals combat damage to a player, you get to draw a card. Very good, but you are never, in this deck anyway, you are never casting it for its hard cast cost. You are ninjutsuing it for 1 generic and a blue. You return an unblocked attacker you control to your hand, and then you get him out on the field attacking. That's what he's there for. So you go in and swing one of your fairies for 1/1, and then surprise him with a 2/2, and then you get to draw a card. Let's go to the spell package. 3 Ponders. We know why Ponder is here. I actually trimmed one out. I probably will put one back. It's sitting in the sideboard. One blue, and obviously we know what it does. Helps fixes your draws your cards. It's what you need. We got good old counter spell, 2 blue, counters target spell. No other explanation. It's probably as basic as it gets. No tricks, no fuss, no muss. There you go. Good old counter spell. We come over to 3 vapor snags. Single blue, return target creature to its owner's hand, and its controller loses a life. Just a great bounce spell. Definitely, y'all know what it's here for, to keep the tempo on your side. We got 4 opt, scry 1 and draw a card. Pretty self-explanatory. We got 4 preordains, single blue for scry 2, then draw a card. Definitely helps set up your draws. Now we come over here. This is some of the new tech that I saw, and again, I actually really like it. I feel like it does really well. Again, not my original tech. I know some people are starting to get a little hot about that online. Not at myself personally, but different Magic the Gathering, content providers mention it. I will say this is definitely not my tech. I did not have this idea, but I definitely kind of put my own little spin on it. But Mantle of Tides comes from Throne of Eldraine. Single blue. Equipped creature gets +1/+2. When you draw your second card each turn, attach Mantle of Tides to target creature you control. Now, obviously, it's a quick cast if you need it in a pinch. It's 3 generic, but you are always drawing cards with this deck, so this is always going to get attached for free. Come over to Snap, generic and a blue. Return target creature to its owner's hand. You untap 2 lands. Nice bounce and getting your mana back. Mutagenic Growth. A single green Phyrexian mana, which obviously we're always going to be paying the 2 life as opposed to a forest because we are in mono blue. Target creature gets +2/+2 till end of turn. No explanation there. It does what it does. Pumps our guys, gets through the damage because that's what we want to do. We want to be incredibly quick, incredibly fast. And then we come over to the mana base. Real easy. The extra part of the new tech that came through. Again, feel like this is really good. Mystic Sanctuary from Throne of Eldraine. Adds a blue. It comes into the battlefield tapped unless you control 3 or more islands, which is pretty, obviously if it didn't do that, it'd be overpowered, but hey, is what it is. And you're playing mono blue, so that's not difficult to do. When it enters the battlefield untapped, you may put target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to the top of your library. You're always drawing cards, so that's basically a free card in your hand. And then the last part of the mana base, 14 basic islands. Super easy, super simple. So 16 lands altogether. The curve on this deck is super, super low, so we can, be really, really tight on our mana base there. But that's it. That is mono blue, Delver, Tempo, Aggro, mono blue, whatever you want to call it, in Pauper. This deck, at one point, like I said, was the boogeyman. This is why we got the Blue Monday bannings so long ago. But I feel like it's still a solid deck. It still performs really well. The initial tech I threw in, and a lot of those cards ended up in the sideboard. Now, again, I'm only showing the main deck. Sideboard dependent on your meta, but I can tell you that 2 mana leaks are in there. Another Spire Golem, another Ponder, some other goodies I'd have to go back through and look at. But, messing around, trying to keep that, because I actually really, really liked this deck a lot in its original form, and it was just a lot of fun to play, just super fast, super aggressive, kind of goes against my play style, which feels kind of nice. But yeah, I'd like to see this deck kind of start making the rounds again. It still kind of is, but definitely not what it was. But it was too much fun to let go. But anyway, here it is. Mono Blue and Pauper. Hopefully you enjoyed the deck tech. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you do, like it. If you like the content I'm providing, please subscribe. Hopefully y'all are staying safe out there. Hopefully I'm bringing some joy to your days and helping you pass the time. And I will see you next time.